afternoon. This week I am in Auckland on Tuesday and Wednesday and will speak at the Silver Scrolls Wednesday evening. Thursday morning I'll speak at the Women in Film Summit in Auckland, then at the Net Hui at Te Papa in Wellington. I'm back to Auckland for the Nobel Prize Awards on Friday before I head to Gisborne for a few days for Tuia 250. As you know, last week we made several jobs and economy announcements, including releasing the economic plan and a new financial conduct regime to ensure banks and insurers treat their customers fairly. GDP obviously came in slightly stronger than some expected for the quarter, and the IMF gave us a good report praising the wellbeing budget in particular. Today I'm joined by Minister Robertson and Minister Jones to talk about regional banking services. It is with pleasure that today we can announce, following several months of work between the Bankers Association, local communities and the government, that New Zealanders living in our regions will not see any more of their standalone bank branches close, while our 6 largest banks trial a new service, regional banking hubs. This is a one-stop shop of basic banking services, and from early next year the hubs will be trialled in 4 towns: Martinborough, Stoke, Opunake and Twizel. Martinborough has no banks left. Stoke's last bank is in the process of closing. Opunake and Twizel are both down to 1 bank each. Kiwi Bank, BNZ, TSB, ANZ, ASB and Westpac have committed to keep open all branches in regional New Zealand while the trial is underway, which is great news for half of New Zealand who live outside our main centres. For a government committed to supporting thriving regions, this is welcome progress for regional communities who can often feel left behind when branches close as banking shifts online. I know the Bankers Association has been looking for some time to see if there is a model that works for smaller communities, and I would like to thank them and the banks for their work. This is a move that is smart, that is innovative, and importantly has community at heart. It makes sense economically and will provide a welcome boost, I'm sure, to our smaller centres. I'll now hand over to the Minister of Finance, Grant Robertson, then Minister of Regional Economic Development, Shane Jones, to explain a bit more about the hubs and the significance of this for the regions.
Thanks, Prime Minister, and I believe this is great news. The hubs are going to provide basic transactional services such as cash withdrawals, most deposits and account transfers. In the case of Opunake and Twizel, it will involve using the existing branch of the remaining bank. In the case of Martinborough and Stoke, we'll be looking to partner with local organisations to establish a venue, likely in a community centre or a similar location for the services to be provided. The locations will all have a multi-branded smart ATM and online banking facility, along, importantly, with a support person to enable people to use it and provide guidance and assistance for this. When we're talking about regions here, we're obviously talking outside of the main centre areas: Auckland, Tauranga, Hamilton, Wellington, Christchurch and Dunedin. We are very grateful to the New Zealand Bankers Association for working with us on these proposals over some period of time, and indeed to the banks themselves. It is a very important signal from the banks that they will not be closing any further branches while this trial is underway. That's a year-long trial that is going to take place. We're very optimistic that at the end of this trial we believe we will have developed models that can be used around New Zealand if that is needed.
Mr. Jones.
Earlier last year, I struck a chord, I believe, with regional leaders and regional stakeholders. Grant Robertson did say to me, right, well, we need to formulate this into the business of government, and Grant and Mr. Whaafoy have done a great job in the sense that it's now a project, full march to the Bankers Association. There's up to a year, and I think that whilst it doesn't touch the 4 winds of Aotearoa, it demonstrates that when you mix political advocacy and policy making, we can come up with simple solutions that suit those areas of provincial New Zealand that the mainstream banking service tends to pass by. They have promised they will not close any branches during the 12-month period, and I do believe they're looking for a genuine solution, and hopefully within 12 months we'll see some upside.
Thank you, Ministers. Happy to take questions. Jason.
How much pressure did you have to put on the banks for them to get on board with this idea?
I wouldn't say it was particularly pressure. I mean, clearly the initial meetings that we had came as a result of work Mr. Jones and myself were doing, but actually the NZBA moved quite quickly to want to be part of this.